So I just got back from shooting. I need to clean my gun, and I figured this would be a good video to show you guys how I clean my firearm. First, you want to remove the magazine, pull the slide, lock it, visually check inside and feel to make sure there's nothing in there. So this firearm is now clear. I also make sure I don't have any rounds in my area. I am going to use HOPPE'S 9. I saw this on YouTube once and I thought I would check it out. It was pretty cool because they had this filled up with your solution, and you could just push this down with, say, your Q-tip or something, and it will dispense your board cleaner through here. The other thing that I carry or I use are rubber gloves, which I need to go grab some. So I like to use rubber gloves, not only for this the cleaner, but when you're shooting rounds, there's lead involved. So I like to keep my body free of lead as much as possible. So let's fill this up, see how this thing works, because I'm kind of curious. I also marked what I keep in here. That way I'm not mixing the board cleaner. Let's see, let's put this in here. Alright, now let's see if this works. Oh, yeah, that's pretty cool. I don't know if you guys can see that. You see how a little bit of that board cleaner comes out? I like that. Okay. So again, what I'll be using is the HOPPE'S 9. I have some brushes, your cleaning rod, and your pieces that attach to your cleaning rod. I also have this just in case there's something I need to pick out. And this is plastic, that way it doesn't scratch or damage your firearm. And then you have your cleaning cloths. And then I have some paper towels and some cotton swabs. Okay, so let's move this to the side. And then we're going to break down the firearm. So again, I'm going to visually check it again, make sure there's nothing in there. Magazine's out, so this is clear. So now you can let the slide go. To remove the slide, you have to pull the trigger. Make sure you put it in a safe spot. Okay, so pull this back a little bit like this. And then you have these two takedown pins, just slide it down. And that comes apart like that. So we're going to move this to the side. Then you have your spring. So this spring is all connected, so you don't have to worry about it flying all over the place or coming apart. You would just pull this out like this. And then put that to the side. And then you could take your barrel out. So you can see all I did is I pushed it up like this, grabbed it, and pull it out. Just like that. Okay, so first what I want to do is I'm going to clean the barrel. So, you know, I just have some of that solution on this swab, so I'm just going to kind of pre-soak it a little bit. Let's get some more in there. And just let it sit in there and soak. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take bristle, and then you want to go in through this side of your barrel. And I'm just going to push that through, in and out, just a few times, just to break up any debris. Also, this thing, if you see, this spins, so I don't want to grab it from here. I want to grab it on here to allow it to spin. Okay. Now I'm going to move this to the side. And then I'm going to put this piece on here. Screw that on like that. I'm going to take one of the cloths, put it through, and then I'm going to push it in. Do this a couple times. See how dirty that is. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get another one and put more solution on there. Then I'm going to let that soak in there for a little bit. While it does that, I'm going to kind of clean the outside of this. Clean the front of the barrel, the back of the barrel, feeding rod, or feeding ramp. Okay. Now I'm going to wipe all that off. And you want to make sure that you don't leave any of this cleaner left on here. So you want to make sure that you wipe it all dry. Okay. Now get another cloth. And then you're going to put this through here a few times until you don't have any more debris on here. And this also helps dry it out. So I'm going to grab another one. Okay, and you see that's pretty clean. Okay, I'm going to take this and just wipe on the outside. Okay, so now that's done for now. So I'll set this to the side. Next, for your spring, all I do is just wipe the outside of it. I don't use any cleaner on this. I don't think it's needed. You can take your brush, brush a little bit, see if you can knock some of that debris, if there's any on there. Okay, and then wipe that again. The spring is the easiest thing to clean on this gun. Okay, and I'm going to put that to the side. Next, I'm going to clean the slide. You don't want to get any solution here where your firing pin is at. So what I do is first I'll take my brush, put a cloth on there, and then just wipe here. I'm going to wipe on the slides. And you can see how dirty that is, so let's grab another one. You want to get as much as you can without having to use your cleaner. And then I will do the rest with my fingers. Okay. So now I'll take another Q-tip, get some solution on there, and then again you want to stay away from where the firing pin's at. Let's go here on the slide. Do it on this side too. And then I'll turn it and wipe that back off. Here. Get some, I just have just very little bit of cleaner on there, some Boar's cleaner. You don't want to put much on this. Okay. So now I'm going to wipe that off. I'm going to get another cloth. And again, you want to try to make sure you get all that Boar's cleaner off. You don't want that to stay on there. And there you go. Okay, so I'll set that to the side. Now for this. Again, I'm going to grab one of these cloths, put it on the brush, and clean as much as I can first. little bit of Boar's cleaner on this. And then just put a little bit, very lightly on here. Okay. Then grab another cloth and wipe all that out. Just like that. Okay, so now it's time to oil. Put this over here. I'm done with this, so I can put this back on. This thing is great, by the way. I would definitely recommend getting this. I bought this from Amazon. I think it was like 12 bucks, but this is great. I like this because it has this little adapter here. So it just puts a little bit of oil, little drops, which is exactly what you need for this firearm. Here I'll just put just a drop here, drop here, and then one drop right here. I don't know if you guys could see that, but right there. Then you just want to get your cloth and then you just wipe that. You just want very little bit of oil on these parts. Just a light coating. Okay, so that part's done. Move this to the side. I don't oil my spring, so I can move that to the side. And then let's do the barrel. You put a little bit here between the two lugs. Okay. I'll put some on the outside. And then grab this. If I could get, there it goes. Okay, so I'll put some oil on this. And I'll go inside the barrel, coating the inside. Okay, take that off, wipe the outside of it. Here, and then here up top, this part, what you want to do is put oil where it's going to rub against other parts. So this is a good spot that rubs. Okay. Now I'm going to take a dry cloth and wipe that off, because again, you just want very thin coating of oil. You don't want a lot of oil on your. Okay, I'm going to grab another one, and then I'm going to go inside the bore, or inside the barrel, to dry that oil out. Okay. Then I'm going to look and inspect the barrel to make sure there's no cracks, no bubbles. Look on the inside, make sure there's no debris and it looks clean. Okay, that looks good. So move this to the side. And then now for your slide. So here, I'm just going to put one drop of oil here. on this side of the ramp, and then one on this side of the ramp, or the slides. Okay. And I'm going to take this, just put a little bit of oil on that, very little. And then put this and wipe inside the rails, the inside of the rails. And go to the other side, and make sure you don't get any where your firing pin's at. Okay. Another important spot is right here, because that is where your barrel rubs up against when it fires. Let me show you what I'm talking about, how the barrel slides. So right here, when you fire, it rubs right at this point here. Right at this point right here. So that's why you want to make sure you oil this pretty good. Okay, so now that everything's oiled, you're gonna put your barrel in like this. Then you're gonna take your spring. You're gonna put it in the front first, and then lock it like this. Okay. And then put your slide back on. Okay. Now we're going to do a check. So point in a safe direction. Okay. So now I'm going to hold the trigger down. Make sure it resets. Okay, so that's good. Magazine back in. I like to get paper towel or cloth and just kind of wipe the outside of it, just to make sure there's no oil or cleaner on the outside. So that's it. I hope you liked this video. I do have to clean my AR, so let me know if you want to see that video. Leave that in a comment or hit that like so I know. Till next time.